Welcome to Revving with Revenew, where we bring finance, supply chain, and audit leaders practical insights to strengthen internal controls and recover value. Today, Jeff Laplante, our Global VP of Business Development, sits down with Jody Clement, VP of Supplier Payment Review, to discuss the role of AI in auditing, where it brings efficiency, where it carries risk, and why balance matters. A Revenew team leader will be in the chat to answer your questions live. Now over to you, Jeff.
Hey, Jody. Good to see you, and excited to talk with you a little bit today about the role of AI in the audit industry and how it's changing the way we do business, not only on our side, but how AI has impacted our clients' business and accounts payable. So let's dive right in. If we think about, the evolution of auditing, right? And obviously AI's, been around for a while, but it's really at the forefront of a lot of our customers' businesses today, right? How do we use it? Where does it add value? Where does it add risk? We're not sure yet. So how has AI already changed the audit industry, and how do you see it evolving in the future?
Yeah, so I think AI is already playing a pretty significant role in the audit industry as it relates to the delivery of audits. There's a lot of different applications for it. I think it offers a large opportunity to increase the overall efficiency of the audit process and cut down on the cycle time that it requires of us to deliver these projects. So I think it's going to drive more speed into the process and allowing us to essentially do more audits in the same amount of time. I think, though, that with everything in life, there has to be a balance. I don't think it is something that we are going to be able to essentially 100% outsource to AI. We still have to have humans involved in the process, guiding the AI, dealing with issues that the AI is not built to deal with, and also just providing that human connection that everyone expects, whether it's dealing with a customer, dealing with a vendor. We have to ensure that the process is still one which everyone is comfortable with and everyone feels like there is a beneficial relationship there to participate in the audit.
So do you think it's equally dangerous if on the client side you use AI too little or too much? Is it the same, or like which one has more risk for them right now?
I think the risk is more on if you use it too much. And I think the temptation will be there because obviously if AI is allowing us to do the audit process more efficiently, that is going to drive down cost. And the temptation may be to chase those cost savings too much and rely too heavily on AI, which I think is going to ultimately impact the quality of the product that we can deliver to our clients. When I use two specific examples of what I'm talking about. The first is, I believe as an auditor that you have to maintain a certain level of connection to the process in order to understand the types of issues that are being found, what is actually occurring, so that at the end of the project, you're able to provide valuable insight to the client and valuable improvement recommendations that they can then look to implement to cut down on the number of issues that occur moving forward. If someone is disconnected from the process, then it becomes very challenging to do that. An auditor, in my opinion, has to be involved in the nuts and bolts of the audit to see what's going on and understanding what's being found and how that came to be in order to not only provide the dollar savings, but provide the insight that is so crucial to customers to understand what are the root causes of these issues and how do I fix them.
So it's almost like if you place an overemphasis on AI as the tool. So you put most of your chips on that number and said, "Hey, this is what I'm gonna roll with." And you not eliminate, but reduce the human interface to the point where it's like, "Hey, I really don't understand what's going on here anymore." The risk for the customers is like, you could actually be introducing more error with overuse of AI than, you need that human interface is kind of what I'm hearing from you.
Yeah. I think the other potential harm is in the interaction with a client's vendor base.
Mm,
I think one of the main developments that we're seeing in AI right now is the use of agentic AI. So essentially creating agents that will handle communications with vendors to identify issues and resolve issues on behalf of the customer. I think we've all had an experience with agents in the past where you call your company's IT help desk or you call your utility company and you are greeted by what is obviously a machine that is attempting to guide you through different prompts to hopefully answer your question. Um, but ultimately, if it is not able to do that, it will connect you with a live person.
yeah.
And in my experience, it's been very rare that the machine has been able to figure out what I am trying to accomplish. So I end up
Yeah.
talking to a live person at the
Yeah.
end of the process, which is what I really just wanted to do
In the first
from the
place.
beginning. So
Yeah.
I've now wasted 10 minutes trying to get to the actual person. So I think we have to be careful of that in the audit space. I think agentic AI does have some opportunity
Mm,
if it's implemented in the right way and to the right degree. But it can't be a scenario where we rely 100% on that because ultimately I believe that vendors will know they are not talking to
yeah.
an
Yeah.
actual human, whether it's on the phone or via email, and that will result in some frustration. And that's the last thing as an audit firm you want to do
Mhm.
is frustrate your clients' vendors.
Yeah. So it's part of like what I'm hearing you say there. It's going to always be a really important part of the business model is just making sure that folks don't have to mash the 0 button on their keypad to get a hold of a human. That will always be available. The other thing I kind of pulled from that answer was like, AI is going to have a place and it's going to grow and and it's going to be on the client side as well as on the revenue side. But small moves will equal bigger gains is kind of what I'm hearing you say. Like a deliberate and careful implementation of it is going to be what drives value for our customers going forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it all goes back to the word balance.
Yeah.
There has to be a good balance of AI along with actual humans doing the work.
Mm,
And we have to realize that as it relates to the procure to pay process, there's multiple parties involved.
mm,
You have vendors, you have purchasing, you have accounts payable. It is unlikely that AI is going to be involved in every step of that process,
mhm.
especially when you're dealing with smaller suppliers who aren't in a position to make the investment, the dollar investment that is required to implement some of these AI solutions. So there's always going to be humans involved in the process at multiple points.
Mm.
And there's going to be AI involved to various degrees as well. And both the humans and the AI are capable of making mistakes. And that's why I think that regardless of the amount of AI involved in the process, there's always going to be a need for auditing.
Put yourself in the shoes of one of our customers, and you're talking to them right now. And what advice would you give that client about implementation of AI into their P2P process? How could they implement it in a way that would help them prevent AP errors?
For any AI project, you have to have the 10,000-foot view of what are you trying to accomplish as an organization first before you dive into let's do the actual projects. If a company does not have a strategic vision of what they are looking to accomplish with AI, then there's no way for that to filter down to the individual function level as those functions are evaluating different opportunities and knowing what are you really trying to accomplish.
Mhm.
I think some of the biggest risk with AI today is feeling like you have to do something
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. I mean, like
just because
it's
everyone else
yeah,
is.
everybody's talking about it. But I mean, like, what I've heard from folks outside of revenue is like the immediate benefit, like today, kind of like what you're saying, is understand what you're going to be tackling and why. Like, how does it line up to your company goals? But the one that I'm hearing the most about is just like it can help a little bit with speed and accuracy. Or do you think that is true for accounts payable as well? Like that's where the bulk of the benefit can be?
I think the bulk of the benefit with AI as it relates to accounts payable is just in the cycle time,
Mm,
the efficiency gains to be had in the actual process of getting an invoice paid, where you have less of a need for headcount that are focused on guiding invoices through the process,
mm,
such as entering them in the system, getting them approved, and you have a smaller workforce that
mm.
is tasked with just monitoring the AI, making sure it's performing the way it should, helping it to improve, and then dealing with those situations where the AI isn't capable of handling a more complex situation.
Great insights, Jody, into how AI is currently changing things, how you see it evolving, and it will change things in the future. Sounds like both on the client side, the supplier side, and our side, it'll have a big impact on the future of auditing. So, thanks again for your insights, Jody.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for the first of 4 episodes in our Revving with Revenue series. We hope today's discussion gave you practical insights into AI and audit. Be sure to connect with us on LinkedIn or visit revenew.com. And don't miss next week's conversation. CEO Chris Westbrook and Jeff Laplante discuss supply chain resilience and the risks every business should be watching. See you next week.